Hey there everyone, this is Joe from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, selling you the best bullion bars and coins shipped to you worldwide from Melbourne in Australia. This is your weekly precious metals technical analysis where we take a look at the big four: gold, silver, platinum and palladium. Before I move on, of course, a big shout out to our new subscribers. Hit the big red subscribe button right here to join the winning team. Come on, join the family. And to all those who've just recently joined the family, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Hope you're enjoying all the cavalcade of wonderful videos that we do every week. Of course, our weekly auctions, the technical analysis, which I'm doing here, our epic unboxings as well. That's where a lot of you have come from watching this video and maybe a few of our others, but this one in particular, the PAMP 1 kilo monster box epic unboxing, now over 20,000 views. That's in a very, very short amount of time since the YouTube algorithm picked it up like a couple of weeks ago, and we've just grown exponentially in terms of subscribers, nearly 500 new subscribers actually. We thought where our goal by the end of this year was going to be, hey, let's hope for 1,000 subscribers, but we're way below that. But with this new uptick in subscribers, we're going to hit it really easy now. So our goal is going to be reached, I reckon, for sure. And that's it. Enough of the rambling. Let's get straight on, excuse me, to the technical analysis. It's going to be a really quick one, I think. We'll just take a quick look. This is gold on the monthly time frame, of course. We're using the tradingview.com website. Everything is priced in US dollars. I don't know, this week we might not take a look at the Australian dollar price as well. Not much of a reason to this week, I don't think. So we're just going to quickly go through the big four in US dollars. Here it is on the monthly time frame. We need to really go down to the daily to have a quick look at where we have been in the last 7 days. My apologies for not a lot of videos this week, only one so far this week. I've been off for a few days, have not been in the store. So this is the first chance I've gotten. It's Friday today, Friday the 18th of October 2019. First chance I've gotten to get into the store again, so I've had a few days off. I want to say I was resting and relaxing, but that was not the case. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 roughly. This is where we were. We were talking last week about a possible, watch out for the dead cat bounce on the monthly time frame, where you see, for example, you have a peak, you come back down, you have another peak, and then it's a bit of a fake out, and then it has a more of a drop. I'm staying unbiased again for gold and silver this week, just letting you know. But that's where we were last week, and we're about here at about 1490 something, where we've since seen a dip down to 1475. That's getting down there. So I drew in this little trend line right here, and we're still just in this trading range. So it's within a symmetrical triangle pattern that will be broken at some point, and it usually gets broken with a significant move either way. So, and it never goes all the way to the end. I think you've heard me say this a million times before, but we never get to the very apex, to the very corner before it makes its decision. It tends to happen from, I wouldn't say from here, it tends to happen from anywhere from about here onwards, maybe even here. So I would say the decision will be made either way by no earlier, in my opinion, no earlier than the 22nd of October. So I think we've got a few more days to go before we just at least trade in this range, and then from there, not saying it will happen on the 22nd of October, but anywhere from there up until maybe the 28th, so sometime between the 22nd and the 28th is where the decision will have been made whether we head down further or head up further, staying unbiased. So I did mention my next targets. Let's take a quick look on the monthly again. And my next target's moving higher once we break up through this high here of 1555. I was mentioning this level right here, up between 1685 to 1700, or smashing through and going straight to the 1800 level. You can see that right there. That's a very easy level to see as a level of resistance, and I think you would see that before we hit the all-time high. Coming down from here, which I wouldn't be surprised if we did, as I said last week, wouldn't be surprised at all. We would see a very low, I think the lowest of low it would go would be right here at that 1375 level, anywhere in between there. It's a big range there, but possibly, maybe possibly bouncing off this 1430 mark, but I think possibly lower, and the lowest, as I said, no lower than 1375. That's my floor in the price for me personally. And of course, nothing I say here is financial advice. You got to do your own due diligence, people. So that's gold. That's really, really quick, guys. I'm trying to keep this very short and sharp for a few reasons. We've got a lot of things to do here in the store since I've been off for 3 days. And also my voice is a little hoarse as well, and I've got some extra curricular stuff to do on tomorrow, which does involve the voice, but I won't go into detail of what that is. So let's look on to silver. And silver, I was saying last week as well, beware of the dead cat bounce. So just like here, have a rise, a peak, a red candle, another green candle up, and you think it's going to go higher, but then we head all the way down. So that's a look at that. That candle, and that candle is very similar to that candle, that one, and that one. Similar-ish. So just don't be surprised if we see a move down, but we're still just like gold. That's the 1 hour, Joe. Let's go back to the daily. We are in another trading range, as you can see right here, except it's a descending triangle rather than a symmetrical triangle. That can be bullish, so just keep that in mind. We're coming close to this edge right here, so we really need to make a decision very soon. Are we going to break out? That would have to happen within the next maybe 2 to 3 days, roughly. 2-3 days. It would need to make this decision whether it's going to bust out of there, and if it doesn't bust out of there, it's going to head down lower and maybe even go for a test of here, quite potentially. But we've got all the way to the end of about the 6th or 7th of November before the apex, the very corner, but it would be making its decision sooner rather than later. So I'd say by the end of October, it will have made its decision whether it's going to break up out through this way or break down through this way. As I said, I did mention the dead cat bounce last week. I am staying unbiased again. But my low move is going to be down here to the low of either 1620, or I did a Fibonacci level before. I won't show you now, but you can maybe check out last week's video. And it was here at approximately 1550. So I'll put that in right now, actually. What a good idea. Let me put that in as my low target, my bottom of the bottom was at about 1550. So I'm going to get rid of that. I will keep that one for now, and I can get rid of that one now. So either somewhere bouncing off here of this 1620 level, or if it does pierce below significantly through, we're definitely heading down to 1550 in my personal opinion, not financial advice. And if we do see the break to the upside, we can look forward to obviously the test of 21 right there. And I was mentioning last time, we're looking at, I think, the test right here of this line right here at the infamous, as you can see right here, the infamous 26 level, where we came off that high of $50 and it was 1, 2, the third one, and we're all thinking back then, man, it'll never break the 26 level, not going to happen. It's just going to consolidate through time and then, break through here and just go higher and higher and, onto $75 and $100, but no. But anyway, so that's a very, very key level, that $26 level. So that will absolutely 100% be a decent level of resistance when it eventually gets there. So that is silver. Let's take a look at XPT. That would be the good old platinum. I made the call last week that the low that we saw, and let's check that in the weekly, the low that we saw here when it came off that peak of about $1,000, came back down all the way to this trend line right there. I said that was it. I don't think the price is going to go any lower than that now. I'll absolutely call myself out if I am wrong. I still believe that to be the case though. So I don't see it heading lower. It might possibly test that again. Look, if it heads lower, I think it would only be touching this trend line. So if it's going to head lower in the next, say, couple of days, it'd only be a very small pierce below. So, but I really do think we have seen the low here. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And hey, you could scoop up some platinum at an even better price. My high targets I'm going to pause. I'm going to get you, do your own damn work, people. I'm going to get you to pause the video. You can do it right now if you like, and just look at these particular lines right here. These are some of the resistance points. I'll get rid of this one because I think that's way too close to this previous high. So I think it could either be this one or this one as our next target's moving higher. And of course you've got the big one right here of about $1,200, and that's coming smack against the major trend line right here, and that'll be a huge level of resistance right there, as you can see right up there. That's at your kind of, well, it depends when it hits, but we're talking your $1,200 level roughly. That is platinum. And my good old friend Palladium, who I've been saying, without a doubt, in my opinion, non-financial advice, is going to $2,000. It is for sure. I mean, just look at this chart. There is no way it's not going to $2,000 very, very soon. You saw that breakout right there through that symmetrical, not symmetrical, ascending triangle. I said ascending triangle pattern before for the other one. I meant descending. My apologies. I just realized that. This is ascending. The other one was descending. But we are heading to $2,000. No doubt in my mind will be a psychological value. At least if we punch through it, we're going to about $2,600. That's based on a Fibonacci level. And I'm still not going to give you the downside targets for now. I just don't see it going lower. I just see it really creeping up to 2,000 before we see a major retracement. If we look on the daily time frame, let me just move that. On the daily, you can see a little bit of a peak and a little bit of a dip, but I think that's just, blowing off some steam. We've come all the way, like a whole bunch of green candles over the last number of days, all the way from 1635 all the way up to nearly $1,800. So it needed to blow off some steam. It's done so. It's had a little bit of a dip. It could go down further, down to the 18 average of highs on the daily time frame, maybe anywhere down to about 1,700 possibly. But I think we are most steadily heading up to that $2,000 mark. It is inevitable, in my opinion. And of course, not financial advice. And I think that's it, gang. What I need you to do, if you're not a subscriber, you have to join the family. Join the winning team. I keep saying it. Get that big dopamine hit. When you do, you'll feel really, really good about yourself. It'll be a big ray of sunshine. Just washes right over you. 920 subscribers, as I said. And of course, bullionnow.com.au. We've had a bunch of great international orders. Some people, just a couple of little coins, and other people have bought up big, actually. And because last week I mentioned how our store does now calculate international shipping very well. So all you need to do, if you are international and you want to order, go through the whole system and then wait for a separate email from us. It'll probably be from me personally, where I give you specific payment details rather than just our regular Australian bank account details. So just wait for an email for that. Instead of just paying into the Australian bank account, I'll give you US bank details, UK bank details, Euro bank details, etc. Wherever you're from, we work out the best way for you to pay, and we get this stuff sorted. That's it, gang. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon.